This is my sub £1,000 20-year-old Volvo XC90 that I bought to take to the Arctic Circle, 6,500 kilometres through about 9 countries. And she's not perfect. There are quite a few things I need to do to it. There are lots, but I can't do them all at once. I have to kind of like do them as I can. And one of the main cosmetic things that I really don't like is the peeling A-pillars. They just look a bit shit. And also the headlining has been stapled up because clearly it's tried to escape the car several times. So today I'm going to be trying to remove the headlining on my own and recover the A-pillars. Yes, I'm not very good at this, so this is going to be an exciting episode. You can see what we're playing with here with those A-pillars. Yes, it's beautiful, right? And not only that, look, stapled straight through the saggy headlining. And again, this is just absolutely disgusting. So what I'm going to have to try and do is remove all of this, recover it. And on top of just recovering it, I obviously want to get new visors. You can get them, apparently, I think it's the S80 that has dark ones, because I'm going to change the colour. Because the rest of the interior is actually, I think, hasn't aged that badly. I think Volvo did quite a good, apart from the steering wheel, which if it had a job, it would be a teacher and it would wear cords. But other than that, the interior, I don't think it's aged too badly. I think it looks fairly okay for the age. It doesn't look like an older car. But the kind of grey beige is just, it's not very nice at all. And obviously it's got really dirty. So I'm going to attempt to either spray the bits that need to be sprayed, replace the bits that need to be replaced. But that means taking this incredibly large headlining out. But I've got tools. Apparently you should just need a 10mm and some screwdrivers. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to start taking it apart. Right, with those off, that was actually really easy. But one thing I would say, not that any of you are going to be doing this, but I would say use a very small screwdriver to do the wedging, because they seem really brittle and I've just probably taken huge chunks out of those grab handles. But I might see if I can replace those, because I think those are S80 as well. So I'll see, otherwise I'm going to spray them. But I don't really want to spray them because it risks, you have to then, risk them chipping off and everything, and I don't want that, because then it looks even more shit if you paint something that chips off. So I kind of want to avoid that if I can. What I'm going to do now, instead of just jumping straight onto those and recovering those, is I'm going to try and attempt to remove some of this interior stuff. By that I mean all of this. Fortunately, this isn't a sunroof version, so I don't have that as an issue, but I do have to remove all this. So I'm going to start with the sun visors. Right, so I've got both sun visors out and the middle bit out. I'm not going to take the entire of the middle bit out, like that whole unit, because there's wires attached to it, but what I'm going to do is I can feed it back through the hole. So that'll be fine, but now I've got to take the grab handles off in the back, and hopefully then it will start to come out. But just as I was in the middle of that, a man arrived and he said, here is something for you. In fact, he didn't. He's French, so he said, ah, bonjour. Il y a quelque chose pour vous. He didn't. He said something like that anyway, because I'm in France. But that's what arrived. Some tyres. So hopefully the wheels won't be far behind, but I've got an issue. I've got to raise it at the front, because look, that's not going to fit, is it? So, yeah. But yeah, tyres have arrived. Bonus. You haven't seen this build for some God-foreseen reason. Check it out. It's fun. That's a fun one. So our biggest concern currently about doing this is not actually the finish I can get, anything like that. It's the fact that I don't know if I have enough material. And then I've taken the entire headlining out, rendering the car pretty much useless, and I need to wait for more material to arrive. That is a very real potential problem, because looking at this, it's fucking so big.
That's what she said.
But I'm only going to find out when I get into it, so we'll find out. So I might fail at this right now, but I'll do the A-pillars and the C-pillars and stuff. So we'll make progress, but that's my biggest concern right now. It's potentially a problem, and it came from China. Fuck, say yes. This is the position I'm in right now. Yes, so I'm hoping, logically, that I can just slide it out. But I also need to make sure that I go around all the edges, because there's like the wires and everything attached to it, so I need to unplug some of these things on there, detach from the stickiness the wires, and then I'm going to pull it back. In theory, I can tell you, I wish they stuck the fucking headlining material on as well as they did this stuff. This stuff is like rock. So yeah, it's going to be all fucked up, but at least I know where to route it on the way back. So I might have to buy some like this tape stuff to just keep it neat, because flappy wires ain't so good. But this is the current situation. Came out the back nicely. What's coming out the back nicely? Getting there. But honestly, size of it, look at it, massive. I think we're going to have some problems. I don't think we've got enough material, width and length. Jesus Christ. Let's see how we get on. It's nearly the size of an iGo, for fuck's sakes. But I'm gonna take out the C-pillars now anyway. I couldn't take them out before I took the headlining out, because they got like a little lip on them. So now I'm gonna take the C-pillars out, and worst case scenario, at least I can do the C-pillars and the A-pillars, and then I'll have to order some more material, but fucking, let's see how we get on. To get the C-pillars off, pretty simple. You just gotta pull back the seal for the door. There's a little clip there, clip the clip out, and it has a bit, don't like, try and avoid the airbag if you can, but then it just pops up clips, but the whole thing comes out, as you can see, top and bottom. So I'm going to need to undo the seat belt to be able to get that out, so I'm going to have to do that. Car's looking like a bit of a state right now, I'm not going to lie, so I can't drive this one clearly, so let's try and get these out and at least get the pillars done. Don't panic, it will all be fine. It's supposed to look like this. So the only space big enough I have to do this is really in my house. So I'm going to try and do it on my dining room table, because that seems to make a lot of sense. And now I'm going to see whether I have enough material. But before I do that, and I put off the inevitable heartache that I'm going to face, you can just see the disgustingness of these A-pillars. Well, no, these are C-pillars, I suppose, B-pillars, whatever, A, B, C, B. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to peel all this off, but you can't just peel it off and leave this stuff, which is the foam backing. So you have to take all of it off like this. You got to, yeah. So it's going to be messy, which is lovely. Not sure how to say this without getting demonetized, but bollocks. I am short by what can only be described as a fucking tiny thing. Like, yes. And obviously I want it to go over the edges, so that this isn't ideal. So I need to pull it, ideally, this much this way, right? This much this way, this much this way, all right? So that would kind of do. This would work, this end. Like that end's fine. Then we go down to the other end. Let's see how, oh, for fuck's sakes. That's rather annoying, I'm not gonna fucking lie. Obviously I had an inkling this would happen. I don't know why, I just saw the size of it. Did I measure it? No. Of course I didn't measure it, like, but measuring it when it's like that is really fucking difficult. But I saw the length of it and I thought that's really long.
That's what she said.
Don't know if I have enough, so I'm gonna have to order some more, which is really annoying. But in the meantime, what I can do is obviously leave this on my fucking table for the next week and a half, or however long it takes for fucking AliExpress to send it. But I'm gonna crack on with the things I can do, which is my A pillars and my B pillars, and see if we can make them look good. So let's do that. See the difference between the two here. I've scrubbed this one. I just scrubbed it with clean. It wasn't wet. I just used a dry one, but I just wanted to make sure that we got off as much of the backing of the foam as possible, because otherwise it just won't stick properly. I don't think it has to be perfect. I just don't want it to come like loose again and saggy, because that would be like counterproductive really. So I'm going to see if I can line out some material and just, yeah, see what I can do. I'm using some of this stuff. It says extra sturk on it, so extra fort, so I'm hoping it's strong. I think that means strong. Don't do this in your house, ideally. If you do, and you're stupid, put something down. Oh, I'm gonna get these last little bits off. I'm not gonna have those around there because they'll be a pain in the arse. So get those last little bits off. Get those bits off, Ross, come on. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray it up with that stuff and spray the material. You've got to spray both, and you've got to let them pretty much dry. So that's how it's effective. Don't put them on too soon. You've got to wait for a long time. I think it's like 20 minutes or something, maybe longer. You've got to wait for a long time, and then we'll put them together. Ready? All right, people, we do have some progress. I've done the A pillars, and I think they've come out really nicely. I probably should show you them really, but before I do so, because that might be like the highlight of this fucking video at this rate, on the B pillars, they are an absolute slut. And I'll show you why. Not only do they look like this, which is fucking manky, but they're in two parts, but they're not in two parts. You see, it's one, but it's in two. So you need to get it off because you need to be able to get the material from in there. And they are actually two separate parts, but they're like, fuck you. You're supposed to like be able to slide them. You can't though, that's not possible. I Googled it, not possible. It says possible, not possible. And you look at the back and you're like, that seems like it's possible. You just slide it. No, this was like fucking welded down here. So I've kind of like just with a screwdriver to get it apart. I'm going to go down this side, and hopefully then it slides. And I don't know if that's just years of shit that's just done that, or if it's just, I don't know. So but I'm going to get that apart before I show you like the good stuff, because yeah, again, I'm hoping to do these. If I can do these two pillars, then order that stuff for the headlining, then at least I feel like baby progress. And I actually don't think the headlining will, compared to what I've just done, I think the headlining will be a breeze. Genuinely, like, easy. It's one fucking piece and it's cutting out. Even I can do that. Pillars though, pain in the arse. So I'm gonna crack on. But I'm gonna attempt to like just leave a bit on there and then tuck it down with a screwdriver and just it's tight enough, so hopefully that will stay on. But Jesus Christ, that's yeah, that ain't coming off. Don't care what the internet says. It's supposed to come off, ain't coming off. So I gotta work around it. Adapt, overcome, something, whatever Bear Grylls says. So I'm one down and one to go, and I think it's come out all right. I'm not gonna lie to you. Do you want to see now? Shall I wait? I should probably show you. I'm going to show you because otherwise it's just mean. Here we have the before and after. Very nice, yes, very nice. So you can see one is old and one is new. And it's the best I could get down there. That's actually just some residue from the glue that's stuck there, so that will actually come off. But I did a fairly decent job with a screwdriver to just poke it down there, so it's not too bad. So what I'm going to do now is strip off that one. Repeat the process. Scrape that down, again using one of those, Don't use that for dishes afterwards though. It's a new sponge, I'm going to throw it away afterwards. Otherwise your mum or your girlfriend, wife will be very unhappy with you. Hopefully they're not the same person, that's fucking weird. So, sprayed that with adhesive, sprayed with this with adhesive, 12-minute timer is on. I've pretty much used an entire can for all these 4 pillars. So hopefully I think that'll be enough. So I've got 1 can left for the headlining when it eventually arrives. Quite proud of these, I actually think I've done a fairly good job with those bad boys. Like, let's not attach to it before you think that I've done a shit job. This is what they look like. And they're supposed to be like this at the bottom because they got a little bit at the bottom that was like that before. So that's supposed to be like that. I've literally replicated it. So yeah, I think they've come up all right. Don't you reckon? I don't know what they fucking look like in the car. We'll see, but I think that looks fucking great. And look at that. Even if I have to pop them out again because of the whole, you know, headlining, these, I won't have to pop that one out, but I might have to pop these out, but look at the difference it just makes. Amazing. It's absolutely night and day. Honestly, it's going to be such a difference. Like, you can just see the pillars here just so much nicer apart from the headlining. Ignore the headlining for now. These are all back in, beautiful. I am amazingly happy, like beyond happy with that. I think I might actually have some clothes dye, some black dye. So I'm going to attempt to dye one of the small plastic bits. If not, I'll check online, see if I can get some dye, and I'm going to try that first. Because it doesn't need to be totally black, I just want it like as black as I can get it, really. I know it seems like baby steps because I really wanted to get the headlining in, but progress is progress, and it's going to make such a difference. I'm so confident about that. I think we've made some great progress, even if I did mess up the whole headlining thing. I had an inkling that that would happen, but it's on its way. Next you'll see, I know that my wheels are on the way for the iGo. There's a lot of stuff that's happening on the iGo. I'm just trying to get parts. As you can imagine, it's a pain in the arse to get it all together. I've got an update on my S4 as well. That's coming back maybe, hopefully this week. So yeah, I've got a ton of things that are happening all at once. I'm just trying to get them out piece by piece. I will be doing the engine mounts on this as well, so I'm not actually that bothered that this is all in pieces because I need to do the engine mounts on anyway. So the engine mounts will be done. They've arrived. So that's going to be happening soon too. Hope you like following along these builds. Like I said, this is going to the Arctic Circle soon, so I'm really looking forward to that journey. I say soon, it's the end of October, so it's a while, but I've got time to sticker it up, make sure it runs right, make sure it's a bit more off-roady, ruggedy. Would be cool to have like bull bars on the front and stuff like that. I think I'm going to order some and go and pick them up. It's going to have a couple of like little trips in the meantime. If you like this sort of thing, do follow along for more. I want to get some builds so I can take them on trips. I've got other trips coming up later in the year as well. Tons planned. I also mentioned in my community tab that I probably am losing my job, so I'm probably going to be spending more time doing this. So if this is the sort of thing that you do like, just share it with someone and think you might like it too, because they might. Or if you like it, just press the like button, because that actually does quite a lot for YouTube, and it might make it so that I make more than $16 a month, because I can't really live off that. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next fucking video. Peace.